Hi there, parents. How are you doing? How are you managing this holiday season? These energies? Are you hanging in there? Oh, I truly hope you are. This video, I'm going to be tuning into the energies, the astrology to support you, parents, for this end of December 2022, looking at the winter solstice as well as looking into the future with 2023. This is going to be a very parent-focused video. If you want to go more in depth, how this could be reflecting in your life as an adult, your experiences, what's happening in the world, check out the other video that I did, and I will link it below for you so you can easily find that. But there you have it. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an intuitive, an evolutionary astrologer, and I'm also the parent of two magical multidimensional kids. I do have a holiday offering going on right now. It's going to go away in a little bit. So if you want to take advantage, you have until December 31st, where I am offering 10% off all of my readings, which includes Chart Your Stars, where we look at the time of your birth or your children's. Where were the planets? What messages and guidance is coming in for you from them? What is the evolutionary direction that your soul is pushing you to do this lifetime, as well as any sensitivities and gifts that you have coming in? So we take a look at all that and more. So if you're interested, go to my website at chrissywhistler.com or send me a message. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel. It really does help me so much to get out of the YouTube algorithm and to connect with more parents like you who are really ready to meet these moments and meet who your kids are. So I appreciate you so much, parents, for even saying yes to that journey. I know it can be very lonely and very scary. I have been there, and in many ways, I'm still there. I'm still going through it. So anyway, I do appreciate you for being here and for tuning in. So parents, how are you doing? Just as even a check-in. What's going on? What has your experience been this December, this holiday season for you, for your kids? How are they managing? For me, I'm really tired. Even as I have said no to many things, somehow I still find myself doing too much, and all I want is a break. So I'm actually been filming this a little bit later than I wanted to because I just needed to take some time off. And now I have to get this video in in this short time period because I have something to do in 30 minutes. So it's oh my gosh, do we really need to go look at Christmas lights with your friends, Kate? Do we? Because I also have to cook dinner too. So if you're in that, parents, if you're feeling overwhelmed, please know that you're not alone. And even me, I'm still in that too, and having to make choices and do that dance. So there's a lot of energy in the field right now, and it's going to continue to build. We have the winter solstice on December 21st. On the 22nd, we have a massive portal day, just even with numerology, 12/22, 2022. So that's a big day. And then we have the super new moon in Capricorn on the 23rd. And I'm going to go into some of the astrology, not super deep, but just know that there's a lot. All right. Clearing that energy. The sun has also been very, very active. Last week, which is the week of I don't even know. I'm filming this on the 19th. So 7 days ago. I can't even do the math right now. I'm so fried. Last week, the sun was incredibly active. And I have a feeling that over the next few days, that's going to increase again. So coronal mass ejections, CMEs, as well as geomagnetics. I'm sensitive to that. I feel it in my heart, like heart palpitations, just feeling it intensely in the heart region. Eric goes crazy as a tornado with energy, and Kate can get very emotional. So just know that if you notice something like that, like, oh wow, my kids are really spiraling or really crying over nothing, there are other factors that can be coming into play. So this solstice is really setting us up for the next 3 months, and we are in this passageway, this birth canal of where we are with the system and structure. It needs to keep crumbling so we can really make way for the new. This is the time to be pioneers, to trailblaze, to go in new directions that no one else has dared go before. And I truly believe our kids will be our teachers in this. Or in some cases, with some kids, we don't really have a choice to be parents. We're almost getting shoved through the door by our kids because they know which direction that they need to go in. And they're doing their damnedest to bring us, their parents, online and like clued in of like, no, you guys, that way over there, that's not for me. I'm going over here. And it's like they're coming into this whole multi-dimensional field, and they're like, see, it's like it just feels like they're like almost like pulling down this whole new map that we didn't even know was there. And they're like, see, that's where I'm going. And we're like, what? How is that possible? And our kids are just looking like, yes, of course it's possible. But so yeah, you know what I mean if you've got a kid like that. And as difficult as this has been, especially those of you who have these very unique, sensitive, different kids, like I've no doubt that this time period has been a trial, has been a real struggle. Spirit's tuning in to remind you, I did do some intuitive readings, the December 2022 reading for parents, as well as this winter solstice reading. Go listen to those, parents. If you've found that you've been getting a lot of pushback from systems and structures in our society around the uniqueness of who your kids are, and you really having to hold your ground and feeling very alone. It actually feels like this energy of you like standing on this hill alone with the sword, like fighting back the world from your kids' beautiful light, and you've been in that battle alone. That's what I'm feeling for those of you. So if that's been you, go listen to those readings because they're for you. Okay. And that fight could be around from like school systems, medical professionals, even friends and family, because your kids don't fit in to the cookie cutter mold. They refuse to go and be in that assembly line. Like that's not what they're here to do. They are here to go against the grain, to do things differently, and to do it their way. Not yours, not mine, their way. And that has been very much the signature for this astrology for this year, as well as 2020 and 2021, where there's been this pushing on us from those outside forces to conform, to not be unique and different. And so we've really had to stand our ground to come into our power, our confidence, our trust in who our kids are. And that's Saturn really making us work for it. And however that could have shown up in your life. Maybe it's with school and teachers. Maybe it's you trying to like build a community and friends, or new projects that you and your kids are initiating together. Saturn is like the mean school teacher, okay, who makes us study really, really hard for a test, and it feels like we're never going to pass. But in truth, that Saturn energy, that mean teacher, is actually showing us how strong we are, teaching us to flex our muscles, to build our skills and capabilities, proving that we can give ourselves as parents, especially parents of these pioneering kids, the recognition that we deserve. And everything we've done so far, yes, it's taken time, it's taken work, but it's here to last, to be a foundation. There can be a lot of crumbling and changes going on in the world around us, okay? Be mindful of your focus and your energy at this time. Really hone into your kids during those moments of intensity and fear. Focus on them. Focus on the change that you feel in your heart, the dream that you really want to bring forward for them. Like, that is going to be your guiding vision. Whatever it is that your vision for your kids are, put your attention and dreams into that. Focus in on that. Let me give you an example of what that could be or could look like. Maybe you have a child who's a real right brain learner, and this current educational system, the default way of teaching is very left brain focused. Memorization, multiple choice, you have to take tests. And maybe that's not who your child is and how they learn, how they think. Maybe they're tactile learners. Maybe they learn best when they're in nature or moving their body. So what is your vision for your child's learning? The one that fits them, okay? Hold to that dream and believe in your heart that way of learning is possible and you can find a way together. So that's what I mean about dreams. Visions for the future. Not what we've known, but no, something new and greater and bigger than you've ever dreamed before. Your children will absolutely be your guide on what those dreams are. Your kids know who they are. Even if they can't verbally communicate that to us with language, they know who they are. So how can we come into more alignment with what they already know? How can we set this foundation to build these systems, these communities that are right for your child? This is not the time to just put your kids into the system, whatever system it is, because that's the way that things are done, and they just need to toughen up. We are leaving that world and that belief system behind. And yet, to be a pioneer, to build this new world, we're going into the future right with this, it is going to take some time, and it's going to take feedback. It's going to take mistakes and failures, because we are experimenting. We're trying out new things again and again to see what works, what fits. So really connect in with other parents and friends who have that same frequency of dream that you want. That's who you want to tune in with and connect with. Your tribe, your community. Others who can hold that new and better vision of the future with you, and who are willing to do that scary thing of trusting in that and going into the unknown. Set your intention on that and you will absolutely find them. You may find as well at the solstice that new thoughts and ideas can be coming in around how we're showing up in relationship with our children or families. Maybe you're having experiences with family or friends and you're like, you know what? This whole dynamic that we have, it just isn't working for me anymore. Or it's not working for my kids. So beliefs, traditions, these ways of doing things that aren't actually in alignment with what you value or what your kids value. So really strip away everything that's old and not working. There is a lot of supportive, positive energy right now to bring in these new changes and these new ways of doing things. So know that you're being supported if you're willing to go into that future, to experiment and try new things. And really listen to your kids, not just language, but their reactions, their behaviors, their emotions. Be willing as the authority parents to let shit go. To let commitments go, especially at this time. Holidays, all the things to do. Change your holiday plans so they're actually in better alignment with what your kids are communicating with you. Again, based on the full needs, okay, their emotions as well. So what are they needing you to let go of right now? To do things differently. And that is what you're going to go do. Focusing on that. So at the solstice, as well as mostly the solstice, okay, but it's still going to be in aspect at the new moon on the 23rd. The sun will be exactly square to Jupiter at 0 degrees Aries. So there can be a lot of emotions on the 21st. A lot of overwhelm, feeling flooded. So be really mindful of your kids. The holidays, you don't want them to hit that red zone area, especially around emotional regulation. So cut back on the fun, the obligations, the family gatherings, whatever it is, if that's what your kids need you to do. They may not want you to do it, but you need to tune into their whole being and make that choice of what will work for them. Our kids can also be getting a lot of higher visions coming in of this future, greater understanding of cosmologies, deeper connection to source. They can be tapping into that energy and that flow unknowingly, as well as yourself. So just again, be mindful that can be coming through. This is a time to be a trailblazer, to go in these new directions, to be in your bravery and confidence. So maybe there's an area coming up for you and your children that's really asking of you to step into this deep courage. Maybe it's walking away from an educational system that, try as you might, just isn't the right fit for your child. So you're going to be getting a surge of energy to go do whatever it is that your kids are needing you to do at this time. We also have a lot of Kuiper Belt objects coming in and being activated. These asteroids have a lot to do with the quantum multi-dimensional fields, and some of our unique kids are really tapping into that. I certainly have one, and he is equally my teacher in that. Even as I'm learning from my mentor, he is an equal teacher, if not more. So I feel like this astrology is just beautiful, especially when it comes to these children, bringing in this new world, changes, these pioneers, these beings who are ahead of their time. It's almost as if they're saying, like, this is the direction you need to go in. Go learn about this. And when it comes to the quantum field, the astrology, it's really supporting those particular children who are here to break down those old systems and structures to make space for what they're here to actually teach us. So world renewal, divine intelligence existing beyond time, that's some of those themes. And I can truly see some of our kids like being the light bearers of that kind of intelligence. That they have come in with this code, these codes and knowledge, the frequency for how to do that. Some of them are going to be these pioneers doing the actual work, and some are really there to hold that frequency and to show us what is actually possible. So it always makes me so excited to tap into that. And as well, on the 23rd, this is a time to really follow our inner compass, to go our own way. And so do you have kids who truly know their inner compass, who aren't afraid to go it their way, or who will really put their heels down if you try and tell them that they have to go and do what normal people and normal kids do. So yeah, like this really is this opportunity coming in, supportive, wonderful energy to go do that. So set that intention, and how we can do this with our kids. How can we walk alongside them on their unique path to co-create with them? How can we bring in these new systems and structures that work for their path? So you may find as well that your kids can really want their freedom and individuality, their open roads at that time, and be really rebellious and headstrong if you try and tell them otherwise. It's like a hell no kind of energy they might be bringing in with. So it's definitely going to be this balance, because we're here to co-create, and we are also the parents, and depending on the age of your kids and their abilities, that's going to look different. So find the balance that works for you, and find that joy of how you can do it together and work towards that. How can you simplify your life at this time is also some of the themes. How can we move from this top-down authority model that we've been in to move where we link arms with each other? And that includes our kids. So where we as a society and parents can acknowledge that we may be teaching our kids, but they are equally teaching us, if not more, especially about ourselves, our own inner wounds, our own inner child. They're here to really teach us about this new earth and what's being created. So our kids, especially those born from 2008 to 2024, okay, they have Pluto and Capricorn. They are the world builders. They really are. They're here to build this new future, this new foundation. So how can we support them in doing that? So listen and pay attention to what they have to say. Also, at this new moon on the 23rd, this is a time to really review and reflect on these past 3 years. And we've been through a lot on this planet, and we have been through a lot as parents, as have our children. And from what I've seen, that's been this very unsung part of the story. Our experience as parents. What has our children's experience been? So what have you learned? And please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. What have you learned? What have your children and the experiences they've been through taught you, taught them? How have you grown? Can you see who you were back then in January 2020 and who you are now? We've really been put through this ringer, and now this question becomes, what are we going to do with it? What you've learned, what you've gained, what strength and confidence have you acquired through these experiences? I mean, those of you watching this video, I imagine you are seeing your children with a different light, a different perspective and awareness, because you want to know how astrology is coming in and affecting your children and what could be playing out with you. I mean, just the act of tuning in, that's a completely different view to our modern Western society and culture. So here it is, even in just this exchange between us, this energy, this birthing of new dreams, new directions, being highlighted at the winter solstice and this new moon. So there's really powerful energy as well around motherhood, the divine feminine, children. And again, here you are, parents, you're watching this video in between all the holiday and to-do lists that you have. Probably about 5 of those, right? And we also have Chiron stationing direct at this new moon at 11 degrees of Aries. So look in your chart, look in your kids' chart and see where that is falling for them and what house and planets can be affected by that. And if you do need support, again, I offer these birth chart readings, chart your stars, and we've got that discount. So take advantage. But Chiron is really ushering in this deep healing around our confidence, bravery, courage, individuality. And Chiron transits, they're not easy. So you and your kids can be having an experience or a repeated experience where in your life or theirs, they've gotten the wind knocked out of them for daring to go to the beat of their own drum. So, this is the holidays, right? This can also be coming up around family. Why is your child the way that they are? Why aren't they talking? Why can't they just sit down, be still, do as they're told? They can't do that. That's not allowed. That's not what normal children do, or behave, or act like. So just some examples, okay, that can be coming up for you. This is a massive opportunity for some deep healing around these areas, but we have to be willing to go under the surface. So if that's your experience, family, friends, okay, not being supportive of you or your decisions as a parent or the uniqueness of your kids, this is a time to move in closer to that pain, that feeling of the wind getting knocked out from you. Why is that there? What happened? When was the earliest memory that you have of that feeling, that experience? Don't sweep it under the rug. This is the time to look at our shadows, to heal and to integrate these parts and fragments of ourselves, which completely aligns up with the winter solstice and the reading that I did for parents and kids. So I will have a link to that, so please check that out if it resonates with you. We are really going to be feeling these energies going under the surface from the end of this year and into January, especially around expectations, obligations of society, culture, and traditions. We can have a feeling of a slower start to this year. So you might still feel like a little bit directionlessness, stuck energy, don't really know which way to go, really within reflective. We do have Mercury going to be going retrograde on the, let me just double check, on the 29th. I have so many dates going on. The 29th of December, and then going direct on the 18th. And then we have Mars going direct on the 12th. Uranus to follow on the 22nd. So, slower start to this year. You can be feeling a buildup in energy and wanting to move forward, but it's like you're not quite ready to go yet. There's almost like something holding you back. Do know that that energy will ease. Meanwhile, though, this is the time to go within. Have space to reflect, for quiet, for stillness, to explore what is coming up for you and your kids. What is being revealed in the mirror that others are showing up for you? Your unconscious, your hidden beliefs, patterns, conditioning. Look at that, whatever it is, however it shows up for you. Because we are continuing reflecting back and forth to each other. And no one does this better than our children, okay? So whatever's coming up, we as parents really transform whatever these energies are, okay? So we can build this new future. Before we can walk beside our kids to support them in co-creating what they came here to build, we have to keep doing our inner work, our transformation, so we can really heal and step into our deep courage, our confidence, our bravery. So we can, if we are alone on that hill, holding up that sword, defending the individuality and uniqueness of our children, we can do so and be pretty badass about it. And our energy telling everyone to back off, that this is the way we're doing things, and they can take it and leave. So that's coming in for you. That energy is supportive of you. Really focus in on your dreams. If you find yourself struggling, wavering, look at your kids. Tune into them. Tune into your heart, as your heart truly knows that way forward. You know what I mean, parents. You know what I mean when you're like, yes, this is the right path for us. This is who my child is. And just like, yeah, oof, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to walk beside them and screw what anyone else has to say, because this just feels right. So I hope that this has been supportive and helpful for you in walking that path and knowing that you are supported. Do please reach out if you need help. I do offer coaching, consulting calls, as well as these astrology birth chart readings, so we can really see what is coming up for your child. Like, why are the way they are, their sensitivities, their uniqueness, like what they're here to bring in. We can see all that and more in the birth chart. So the Chart Your Stars is 10% off until the 31st, so I hope you take advantage of that. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. It truly helps me so much. And it is my honest hope that you have a wonderful end of this year and to find your own way forward, however that looks. Please know that you are not alone, and I appreciate you all so much for being here and for saying yes to your child, your children, and the unique light that they are. So happy holidays, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.